Good morning, stamping friends. How is everyone doing this Friday? We're doing pretty well here. My son is still sleeping. It's usually about noon when he gets up, so I have free mornings here. But I'm really excited to share a project with you. And if you look at your calendar, Father's Day is around the corner. Let's see, June 21st. So we have just a little less than 2 weeks to get ready. So I have a cute card that I thought I'd share with you. It doesn't have to be for your dad. It can be for any man in your life. And I don't know, I think it's cute. So I'm anxious to show it to you and also show some new products. I also wanted to thank everyone that purchased my Jar of Flowers class to go. That was so fun to put together, and I'm already working on July's class kit. So be sure and join and watch for details on that. I'm just waiting for a few more products to come in. All right, let me switch my camera around and we will get started on this. Whoops. This is always a tricky part for me. You get to see some of my messy desk there. Let me zoom in a little bit, and I think I need to have it on the edge. I have to be careful about that because one time I did a video and the whole thing was off the front of it. I'm like, oh my gosh, I really need to be careful on this. All right, I think that's pretty good. And I always put my host code up here. Notice it's a new number. And if you see anything that catches your fancy, just be sure and use that host code. Or if your order's over $150, then just reap the benefits yourself with the host code. Now, there are a lot of beautiful products in the new catalog. The best deal is just signing up to buy as a discount shopper. So I always like to show this. You get to pick a free bundle if you sign up with the kit before June 30th. And not only do you get $125 worth of products for only $99, and remember, it's always free shipping, so that's an extra 10%. But you get to choose a bundle here that's listed, and these are stamp sets with dies or stamp set with punches. So it's just really a great value, and really, there's no risk involved because you don't have to continue if you don't want to, but you can give it a try. And the best part is you can get a lot of new products for a bargain, and there's no commitment. So let me know if you're interested in that, and I would be happy to send information for you. All right, on to the project. First, I'm going to show you the stamp set that we're going to use. It's called A Good Man. And this one is funny because I didn't even buy it the first year it was in the catalog. I guess I had some other things I used, but the more I looked at it, and then when I saw it in the new catalog, I thought, oh, I have to have this set. Not only that, but just for the sentiments alone. And we women sometimes are overkilled with flowers and girly type things, and purses, but sometimes we forget to make masculine cards. So I thought it's important to share this stamp set and give you a masculine idea because, the guys have birthdays too, but we are just overwhelmed with girly projects. So let's try to concentrate on the boys a little bit, especially with Father's Day coming up. So the project we're gonna make is this little bow tie shirt card. Isn't that fun? And who doesn't like a little bag of M&Ms? So I'm going to show you how to make this. And one thing I want to show you closely is this is actually a collar folded down. You can't really see it well because the M&Ms are covering it, but it's a little shirt collar with suspenders and a belt, and it's filled with new products. So let's get going on this. The first thing you're going to need is Whisper White thick cardstock. And anytime I do a card that doesn't have a lot of layers, I like to use the thicker cardstock because it's like our colored cardstock and it holds up a little bit better. I am going to tell you the measurements as we go. And then I will have a PDF of the project on my blog, and I'll have links on my Facebook page. And if you could do me a huge favor, I know a lot of you are watching live today, but I'm still trying to get my YouTube likes and subscriptions up so that I can do YouTube lives. I think really that's the way I want to go, but I need 1,000 subscribers and I'm stuck at about 800, so I need 200 more. So if you can share the word and just subscribe to my channel, that way you'll also see whenever I'm live, when I can do them live on there, and it's just going to be easier, and I will have a little less work on the other end of this. So okay, so let's take a 4 1/4 by 11 inch piece of white thick cardstock, scored in half at the 5.5 point, and then just fold on the crease line. Now the next thing we're going to do is we're going to take paper, and this is from the, let's see which pack. These have similar colors, so it's Flowers for Every Season, and this is 5.5 inches by 1/2 inch. And you want to cut 2 of these. So let's just add some adhesive on the back. I don't have the new one. I'm using up my old ones because it's in another room, but it'll still work. All right, now we're going to just tape these on the front of the card, and whoops, let me see, let's go this side. Let's just go about maybe 3/8 of an inch over, just from bottom to top, and just kind of eyeball it to make it straight. If you're real detailed, you can get a measuring, like a ruler out, but I think eyeballing it is pretty good. Now, the next piece, I'm going to bring my trimmer in, is going to be the belt. And this is going to be 4 1/4 by 1 1/4. So I'm just going to cut this, let's see, 4 1/4. I'm going to hang on to this piece because we're going to use it later, by 1 1/4, like that. And this paper is from the 2020 to 2022 Designer Series paper stack, 6 by 6 inch, and it has all of the new colors with 4 different patterns. You get 4 sheets of each pattern, or of each color, I should say. All right, now we're just gonna adhere the jeans. Doesn't this look like denim fabric? Oh, it's just perfect for jeans. All right, so just take that on the bottom, like that. All right, now the next part we are going to do is the, let's do the collar next. The collar piece, let me get my trimmer again, whoops, is going to be 6 inches, which is what this, whoops, not, oh, I gotta cut one more piece. Hold on, I cut into this, and I forgot I need to keep that length for my collar. So the collar, we want 6 inches by 1 3/4. So I just took a fresh sheet and do 1 3/4 by 6. All right. Now, what we want to do is mark the halfway point on here. So that'll be 3 inches. So just grab a little ruler and mark with a pencil where 3 inches is. That's halfway. All right, now to make the collar, all you're going to do is take the upper left corner and fold it to that dot that you just made and crease it. And then do the same on the other side. Just meet right up with it and fold, and it'll be perfect. Now I'm going to erase that little mark that I made because I don't want that to show through. All right, now we are going to take dimensionals, and we just want to make sure that let me use my smaller ones. Let's make sure the collar stays down. So we'll put one there and one up here. And also the dimensionals, give it a little lift so that you will see that it is a 3D look, right like that. All right, now we just want to adhere this to the top of the card. So just put this anywhere on the back. We don't want this to come off, so I pretty much did a solid solid lines there. Now we just want to center it. Oh, it's so hard at this angle. I can't see from the top. So go to the top and then center it left to right. Now you can see that it really does look like a collar. All right, let's finish his pants up now. I made a belt, and what I did was I took Early Espresso cardstock, and this is 4 1/4 by 5/8 of an inch. And then I ran it through my Big Shot machine using Old World paper, and it's a 3D embossing folder. So you're gonna wanna cut this out, and then you're gonna cut a square that's 5/8 inch by 5/8 inch. And we will use that in just a second. I'm gonna set it up there so I don't lose it. And now we'll just adhere this, and let's not put dimensionals on this because we don't want this card too thick so that it still can be sent through the mail and without adding an extra stamp or anything. Now that little strip that we cut off earlier on my DSP, we are just going to take the classic label punch and just cut out one of these. And these are going to make the loops that are on the belt. Now, you could sit and measure, but this is how I found the halfway point. I just folded it in half, and then I took my, let me grab my paper snips here, and then just cut it in half like this. Pretty easy. Now we'll flip that over, and we're going to add little dimensionals on here, and I think I'm going to use the larger one and just cut it in half because I want them a little bit longer than the mini dimensionals, and that way they won't move and shift left to right. All right, let's stick these on, and we'll put the top straight edge in line with the top straight edge on the denim jeans. There's one, and let's do the other one. And we are almost done already. Holy cow, we don't have very much left. These are really fast and easy cards. Okay, the next thing is that buckle that we're gonna make, and I used the, let's see, they are the new foil sheets, and they're the copper ones, and I thought that went well with the brown. So I just cut I can't remember what this measurement was, 3/4 by 3/4, and that's just a tiny bit larger than the width of the belt. And we'll just put that right smack in the middle. Now that little corner piece that I told you about, this is going to be the same as the belt size. I think I told you that measurement already, 5/8 by 5/8. I also ran that through the Big Shot with that Old World embossing folder because we want it to have the same texture. And I found that when you're adhering to foil sheets, the multi-purpose liquid glue is your best bet. And there you have the buckle. Now the last part is the best part, the yummy M&Ms. Oh gosh, I have a story about this. So normally I keep M&Ms at home, you know, from, oh gosh, we always have them like Halloween or Easter or whatever. And so I'm looking all over our house, like we've got to have an M&M bag. This is just the fun size, 1 serving. I call it 1 mouthful, holy cow. But anyway, all I could find was pink, and I was going nuts like, oh my gosh, I'm not gonna make a pink tie, although that's probably in now. And so I went in my son's room, I said, Brayden, do you please have like a package of M&Ms, like, I don't know, even under your bed or under your pillow? Or he said, no, Mom. So then I called my daughter, Brittany, do you have a package of M&Ms? I mean, who wouldn't have M&Ms if you have 3 kids? She said, no, I'm sorry, Mom, those do not stay in our house. If I have a bag of those, they are gone. So I had to go all over trying to find 1 bag of M&Ms. Well, I knew I had to get a whole pack, and that's a dangerous thing to have a pack of these in our house. So anyway, I went to the drugstore, and all they had was the big size where you dip your hands in, not a small package. So I thought, oh my gosh, either I'm going to have to change my project because I can't find these. So then I had to drive all the way to the grocery store to get a whole bag of these, and then just pull one of them out to show you. So that's the behind the scenes story on this little package of M&Ms. Oh my gosh, this card just turned into a $5 card because of this. Okay, what we're gonna do is, I guess it doesn't matter which side you have up. I wanted the other side because I didn't really have red in here, so I just chose the brown size. And you're just gonna scrunch it in the middle, and then just take a small rubber band and wrap it around there a few times, and that's how we're gonna make our bow. And then after you wrap it around, you can kind of adjust this so that it's even. And that's going to help keep it in its shape. At first I tried it without the rubber band, and oh my, it was just easier to do it with. Then the next thing you'll do is take one more strip of the In Color DSP. And this is 3/8 inch by 2 inches. And let's move that over. And what we're going to use for this is our awesome tear and tape. This is super sticky. It's a little, it holds a little bit better than our regular tape because it's very tacky. And I'll let you know that if you ever use this and then try to, like you want to move it and you want to peel it up, it probably will not work because it is such a tight fit. And then just lift up the edge. I like to use my pick tool for that to grab the edge. And what we're going to do is start on the back. Well, I guess it doesn't matter if you start on the front or the back, but just put it right smack on top of that rubber band. So maybe just stick it on the front and then wrap it on the back, one side first and then the other. All right, now we have our little bow tie. Isn't that cute and easy? Now we're just going to glue dot it to death on the back. Just kidding. But we'll put a few extra just so that it stays secure. So I put a couple on the band. Again, you can use your pick tool because these are hard to pick up with your fingernails. And then also I would recommend just putting one on the fatty part of this because we don't want it shifting left and right and up and down. It'll just secure it a little bit better. Now remember, if you want to put this in the mail, oh gosh, I was worried about doing dimensionals. Forget it. This is definitely going to be a thicker thing that you'll probably need like a bubble mailer for it. But for me, I'm going to give it to Dan. And then, so it'll just be a hand it to him. And I'll probably just put it in a little flat paper sack because I like using those as envelopes. All right, that's the front of it. And now we need to add some enamel dots. So I chose the, how do you guys like the new color, the cinnamon cider? I love the name of it. It's so fallish. And we're just going to add 3 of these. Hopefully I can line them up at that weird angle that I'm at. So there's one. This pick tool is awesome for this, for getting these little dots off. It's like a little spatula. If you can get it off the spatula, that's where nails come in. There's 2, and I'm sorry if it's crooked a little bit. I just really cannot see at this angle. I guess if I stood up, I could. Let's see. That's what I'll do here. 3 right down the center. This one looks a little bit off, but we'll let it go. All right, now the next part we want to do is stamp on the inside. So we'll move these to the side. Now this one, let me show you the sentiments again. If this isn't a dad, you may not want to use that one, but look at all the others you can choose from. I'm going to do a different one. Well, actually, maybe I will do the dad one. Let's see. Because that's the one I have mounted. I thought I had mounted on the block. Maybe not, though. I think I put it away. Actually, that's a good thing because then I can do a different sentiment and give it to my son-in-law or my son. Let's see. I'm going to choose cinnamon cider. Let's do It's Your Day. Cinnamon cider for the ink. And remember, just tap, tap, tap. You don't want to push down too hard or you'll get all those little, I call them ultrasounds, when you get little blobs around it because you press too hard. And then we want to add one more little thing, and we're just going to use the heart. And let me get some scrap paper because I want this heart really light. And I'm actually going to stamp off 2 times. 1, too. Each time it gets a shade lighter, and that way you can actually overlap it on your words and still read it. And it has the same exact tone as the Misty Moonlight jean paper that we have on the front. So there you have it. I hope you like this little masculine card with an M&M treat, and I hope that whoever you end up giving it to will enjoy it too. Who wants to actually eat this candy? We stampers just sit and look at our treats. Although I gotta share with you, one night, one of my downline had made a chocolate treat, and it used like the big, like $1.50 candy bar. There was one night I was stamping and it was midnight and I was dying for chocolate, and I dug in there and that swap was so old, and I opened it and it was like a white chocolate. Well, white chocolate is a thing, and I ate that thing even though it was white chocolate, and I ate that whole thing. So anyway, you might know that about me. I'm a little bit of a chocoholic. Well, that's all I have for today. So thank you so much. And I'll be back next week again, Tuesday on Facebook Live. So I hope you can come join me then, and take care and have a great weekend coming up. Bye-bye.